What's going on, everybody, and welcome into the Point After with Mitch Kaiser. I'm your host, Mitch Kaiser. Happy Monday. Happy post-Super Bowl day. Coming to you. Got a bonus Super Bowl review episode for you today. I know we only talk primarily college football on this show, but we're gonna dip into the NFL game a little bit today. Briefly, just talk about last night's game. Not a whole lot to talk about. We won't spend too much time on the game. Obviously, we all saw what happened. The Seahawks kind of rolled the Patriots 29-13 there in a game that almost started to get close in the fourth quarter, but before a costly interception that kind of wrapped it up for the Seahawks. Again, 29-13, Seattle wins their second Super Bowl in franchise history over New England with Drake Maye. Tough performance from him there against the Seattle's defense. Again, I got I'm going to drop the Drake Maye interview I did with him back in 2023 at the back half of this episode here. So still proud of Drake nonetheless. Obviously tough defense, the best defense, one of the best I've ever seen. And but yeah, I'll add the exclusive Drake Maye interview at the end of this episode here. Gonna briefly talk about the game last night for about 10 minutes here, and then get you guys out of here. But yeah, no, that was one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen in the NFL. Ever seen in the Super Bowl, for sure. I mean, that I don't know where that Seahawks defense ranks all time, but it's up there for sure. I mean, the studs they have on defense, 6 total sacks, Devon Witherspoon, Julian Love interception, Riley Mills had a sack. My guy Kobe Bryant with a couple pass breakups from Cincinnati. Josh Jobe was in the mix. Just an insane secondary from the Seahawks. Devon Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen, 2 of the best corners in the whole NFL. You had Byron Murphy recovering a fumble. DeMarcus Lawrence got a sack in there. I mean, just an unreal performance. The Patriots O-line was outmatched. Drake Maye was outmatched, especially the left side of the interior line for the Patriots with the two rookie linemen on there, Will Campbell at left tackle and Jared Wilson at left guard. So they might need to revamp the left side of the line a little bit. I know Campbell was their 4th overall pick, still a rookie. So was obviously Jared Wilson. So they're still young, 2 young guys, got a lot of room to grow still, a lot of development to do. But yeah, that kind of showed the discrepancy in talent there of Seattle's pass rush versus New England's O-line, which was not a good line all season. I don't think people talked about it enough, which I kind of give Drake Maye a lot of credit for that because he was running for his life all season and nobody really talked about it, like how bad the Patriots O-line was. Everyone talked about how bad the Chargers O-line was and Justin Herbert running for his life, but Drake Maye was doing the same thing for most games this season. And obviously this game was a lot of it was on Drake, a lot of it was on the O-line, and a lot of it was on the receivers for not really getting open. A couple drop passes, couple fastballs that Drake should have used a changeup on probably, and he was just sped up all night, just sped up out of a rhythm all night. Didn't really get anything going to the fourth quarter, and I thought we were actually going to get like a Tom Brady like fourth quarter comeback from Drake, and I thought that was going to be his ascension into GOAT status like Brady. Like when Brady won his first Super Bowl in his second season for the Patriots against the Rams back in, what was that, like 2002? But anyway, I thought he was shaping up for that after Drake threw that first touchdown pass to Mac Hollins. There was like 12 minutes left, and they got the ball back and was kind of driving before that costly interception, which I don't really know what Drake was seeing on that one. Obviously, that was a rough read. I don't know if he saw all the DBs down there because it was like triple coverage. So 2 interceptions for Drake, 2 fumbles, 1 lost fumble, again, sacked 6 times. Like, obviously, that was the toughest defense he's ever faced. I think this was a learning experience for Drake overall, and where he'll get better because of this game. He will be better in the long run because of this game, and but no, definitely a learning experience, and was not on his game. Kind of all playoffs. Quick box score read for Drake: 27 of 43, 295 passing yards, but I don't think the passing yards tell the full story because, like, a lot of those were in garbage time in the fourth quarter where they're just coming back. And he had I want to say he had 48 passing yards at halftime, 6 of 11 for 48 passing yards, and that was more on par for the game. 5 carries for 37 rushing yards. Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson could not break out for any long carries. They both had 20 rushing yards on 7 carries only. Each of their longest carries was 6 and 9 yards respectively. And Stephon Diggs was not, couldn't get open a whole lot. 3 catches, only 37 yards. Matt Collins was kind of the only receiver who did anything downfield with the long touchdown pass there. And then on Seattle's side, quick box score for them. Kenneth Walker was the MVP. Well-deserved. I thought he deserved Super Bowl MVP. He really kept their offense in rhythm and opened up the offense for Seattle running on the outside here. They could not stop him on outside zone carries. I don't know how many times they hand the ball off to Kenneth in the flat and just it felt like a first down 10-yard carry every time, and that just got Seattle moving and kept them above the chains. Kenneth Walker finished with 27 carries for 135 yards. Just phenomenal stuff in a Super Bowl. 2 catches for 26 yards as well. And Sam Darnold, I thought was okay. I thought he was good, not great. He did what he needed to do to win this game, and obviously is a Super Bowl champion now for forever. So really silenced the doubters and proved people wrong. So really happy for Darnold. Proud of him. I was a big fan of him in college, going back to USC days. I thought he was going to be unreal in the NFL. I think he was my QB2 that draft. Maybe my QB1. I would have to go back and look. That was a good draft class with Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Darnold, and then Josh Rosen at 10, and then Lamar. Obviously, Lamar was at 20. But Darnold finished with 19 of 38 for 202 passing yards and 1 touchdown. Only got sacked once. Thought he really made good decisions with the ball. Couple of throws he missed, which it's funny. The score actually could have been a lot higher, a lot worse. He missed a couple long balls that probably could have scored more touchdowns for Seattle, and it probably could have been 40-13 if we really boil it down. So couple missed throws by Darnold, but again, that doesn't matter right now because he's hoisting the Lombardi trophy. So good for Darnold. Again, proud of him. Just an all-time resiliency story in sports to teach us all to never give up and never give up on your dreams, because Darnold was drafted 3rd overall to the Jets, failed there. We all know he almost flamed out of the league and was bounced around to the Carolina Panthers, San Francisco 49ers. The Vikings didn't want to re-sign him, and now he's a Super Bowl champion in Seattle for forever. So really cool comeback story, a great resiliency story, and just inspiring figure for sports and for us everywhere. So, because so many people gave up on him after the first few seasons in the NFL, and it just shows that if you really work at it and keep going, you can achieve it. So happy for Darnold, and excited to see what he can keep his career into moving forward in Seattle. So also thought the MVP could have gone to Jason Myers, their kicker. 5 for 5 field goals. He was key for them just getting a lead early on. It got to 12-0 before, got to 19-0 before New England even scored. So it was kind of funny how many field goals. It felt like they were just only going to kick field goals all game and wasn't going to score any touchdowns. But I wouldn't have argued if Myers won Super Bowl MVP as well. But I do think K-Dog ultimately deserved it as the running back. Cooper Kupp wins his 2nd Super Bowl, one on the Rams a few years ago, and now with Seattle. 6 catches, 61 yards. He was key on some big 3rd downs to pick up the first and move the chains. AJ Barner had a touchdown. Shout out him. 4 catches, 54 yards. JSN, 4 catches, 27 yards. He got hurt for a little bit, so he didn't really have a huge stamp on this game, but JSN was arguably the best receiver in football all season, so just a elite level pass catcher and elite out in the open field. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got there. Defensively, like I said, this was one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen in the NFL. Probably the best defense I've seen in a Super Bowl game. So that might be on par with the Broncos Panthers from, I think that was 2014, where the Cam Newton game where Peyton Manning's final Super Bowl. But yeah, so That's all I got on Seattle. Again, congrats to them in their second Super Bowl in franchise history. Again, happy for Sam Darnold to prove all the doubters wrong, and just keeps going now. So happy for them, and congrats on an unbelievable season. So, all right, now that's pretty much all I got on the Super Bowl game itself. Want to shout out Drake Maye again before I get into the interview here. I'll just kind of release that after this quickly. But no, it's funny. I should have probably should have released this last week now during Super Bowl Media Week, but I didn't want to jinx him. Ironically, I didn't want to jinx him, and then maybe it would have been better off. But no, either way, super proud of Drake and the season he had. He should not hang his head. He should keep his head high, look to the future, and look to get better. You know, that's the goal of all this, is how to become your best self and be as good as you can be in the league, and be a good teammate and be a good leader. And I have no doubt in my mind he'll be back in the Super Bowl, and he'll win one. He'll win multiples in his career, and I do think Drake will win an MVP or two as well. Thought he deserved it this year, if I'm being honest, but obviously we saw what happened last night, so he's got to get back in the lab. Just was a little out of rhythm. It did look like the shoulder injury was affecting him a little bit. They did say Drake had an injection in his throwing shoulder before the game, so I do wonder how much that hampered him in the game. But either way, I don't think the Patriots were winning this one any way you spin it, but that's how good that Seattle defense was. They had 4 first downs in the first half and 6 punts. I mean, that shows right there. So, but again, proud of Drake. Can't win them all. Was super, super awesome that he even got to the Super Bowl in his second season. I mean, how many quarterbacks can say they've even made a Super Bowl? So I'm confident Drake will get back and win one. And I think it's just getting started in New England. And they really overachieved this year. I think people need to remember that Drake Maye overachieved immensely this season. I think their win total was 7.5. And they were coming off a 4-13 season where they had the number 4 overall pick. So nobody expected, honestly, either of these two teams to be in the Super Bowl, especially the Patriots. So to turn around and go 14-3 after a 4-13 season, just incredible stuff, and shows the leadership and poise from Drake in the locker room, and shows what they can become, because I truly believe that's the worst you'll ever see of Drake Maye in the playoffs, and that's the worst he'll ever play in a Super Bowl. So again, proud of Drake Maye and the player he's developed into, the quarterback he is in New England, and it's just the beginning for him. And no doubt he'll win a Super Bowl someday. So that's all I got for you guys today on the Super Bowl. And enjoy the Drake Maye interview I had here. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to The Point After with Mitch Kaiser. I am your host, Mitch Kaiser. I will be back on Thursday this week. We're going to do a transfer portal roundup. I'll likely have a guest on for that show. Not sure who yet, but we'll get someone on there and do a transfer portal roundup. But yeah, enjoyed the Drake Maye interview, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for doing this, man. Big fan.
For sure.
Love watching you play out there, and honored to be talking to you, man.
I don't know about that, but appreciate it.
Cool. Well, we'll start off, just talk about what it was like, kind of bursting onto the scene last year. I know you obviously redshirted as a freshman under Sam Howell, and I'm sure he kind of trained you up, and then Mansell in a QB battle, won the job, and just kind of found chemistry and immediate success from day one.
Yeah, no doubt. I think really just happened so fast. Starting off freshman year, like you said, it was awesome learning from Sam. Just kind of see how he approached it. Being a big time quarterback in college football. Obviously seeing his preparation, just the way he went about kind of handling guys in the locker room, and kind of everything he did. He's I created a great relationship with Sam, and we still talk. Basically every day. So he's one of my best friends. So it was a pleasure. It was just a blessing really to see a guy before me with that caliber of talent, to see how he went about it. And then, like you said, the competition part of it, I think that really helped mold into kind of this year. Jacoby is a great player. We battled shoot every day since really I stepped on campus, because we knew it was going to be kind of end up being a battle after Sam left. We really just pushed each other, and we worked in the weight room, the film room, on the field. He'd make a throw. I thought I had to make a throw. So just kind of leading in that, whoever got the starting nod, we knew it was going kind of make big plays, and just credit the guys around me. I think we kind of lit it up through the air last year. Has had some fun, had some really close games and some nail biters, but at the end of the day, just glad to be playing here. I think we got a lot of talent, and I'm excited for this year.
So, man, that's what we love to hear. I mean, kind of piggybacking off that, how'd the spring game go? You had some good numbers. So,
no, I missed a few throws. I think one of the touchdowns was a little behind them, but no, I thought we kept it thud, so we're kind of short on numbers. Guys trying to get healthy from the season still, so kind of kept it thud, didn't do much last, so it's kind of hard to run the ball when the running backs are running, and they just kind of be around them and they blow the whistle. But no, I thought we looked good. We looked good. I thought there's some new pieces to this year. The receiver room, we also got some guys coming back, and then our tight end room has always been the past couple of years has been strong. So just excited to see kind of new pieces, what they bring to the table.
I know you kind of got a lot of new weapons coming in, new system. What are you specifically focusing on this offseason to kind of improve your game?
Yeah, I think anytime as a quarterback, just working on footwork, little things in the pocket that you can do to maybe avoid a sack here or there. Going back to the traditional drop, Coach Longo has doing that backpedal drop. I don't know if you've seen it, but going back to the traditional drop that I've used my whole life, just getting back to that. Obviously got a new role coming here with season on my belt and just leadership wise. And really just Coach Lindsey bringing some of his stuff from offensive coordinator standpoint, and just kind of learning that, getting that down, and just incorporating that with what we've already done well here in the past. So just kind of taking that and kind of combine it all together, and just working in the weight room, gaining some weight. So just here and there, little things.
There you go, man. Tell me about Mac Brown and what it's like playing for him. I mean, he's a living legend.
Well, for sure. Hall of Fame coach. One of the big reasons I came here to play in high school. Carolina had some bad years. Coach Fedora started out, they had some great years, and then tail end, they kind of going downhill, and Coach Brown came back. And I was committed to Alabama, and this is one of the main reasons that, I came to play for Coach Brown. He's one of the best to ever do it. Just the way he kind of personable with his players, and the way he handles people in general. It's hard kind of explaining what Coach Brown means to his program. He's kind of the focal point, and everybody just surrounds him, and we kind of just play for him. I think that's the main thing. We love playing for him, and he's anything we need, whether it's now or in 20 years, he'll be answering. So he'll be answering the call. So it's really awesome.
Nice. Yeah, no doubt. One of the best college coaches ever, man. Going out, you mentioned Alabama there in your recruiting, and kind of like this past off season, like there was some rumors in the transfer or whatever. What led you to stay at UNC and kind of like stay home, and your loyalty to this team and this program?
Yeah, I think the transfer portal and the kind of the NIL portion kind of blew it out of the water. I really didn't have any intentions ever to leave. This place means the world to me. Basically my whole family went here. I grew up coming to games here. I was a ball boy at the basketball games. So, Carolina Blue means a lot to me. It means something playing from home state. So really, it really wasn't much question. I think just kind of, how social media is nowadays, they kind of get something and run with it. But at the end of the day, I wanted to play here, and this is where I want to end up graduating, and kind of come back here in 10, 15 years. And hopefully be.
I'm glad you.
Yeah.
Piggyback to that next. What was it like growing up in that household? I know your older brother obviously hit the shot against Kentucky.
Yeah.
College athletes. How competitive was your household?
Oh yeah, everything's competitive. Nowadays we try not to get too physical, so we're playing things like golf and ping pong and pickleball or stuff. We're not getting too physical. So but 1-on-1, king of the court stuff back in the day in the driveway, and 2-on-2 football. So basically anything you name of, wrestling, we did it all. I was kind of the run of the family. I had a late growth spurt in high school. I was at least all of them about 6'5". I was still about 5'8", 5'10". So I was kind of getting bullied, and I kind of had a late growth spurt. But no, it was a blessing. Those two are my best friends. They kind of, the competitive nature, just part of our family, and anything you keep in score, second is first loser. So, it's all about winning.
Oh yeah, I love that, man. That sounds like a fun group to grow up with.
Yeah.
Who's somebody like your biggest role models and like idols looking up to, like whether it's like athletic wise or just like life in general?
No, for sure. I think my older brother Luke, It's one of the big ones. Just kind of his work ethic here, just kind of what he did. A lot of people doubted him coming in here and playing for a program like North Carolina basketball, and just what he did here. I like you mentioned the shot. That was one of the best days of my life, just seeing him, all the work he's put in. And then really just also my dad and my mom, just the way they raised us. My mom dealing with 4 boys and really 5 boys and my dad in the house. Just having them and being so supportive and just always being, not missing a game and always checking on me. I think probably those 3 people.
That's great to hear, man. I love that. Who would you say is kind of going back to on the field stuff? What kind of quarterbacks do you in the NFL do you model your game after and kind of like want to replicate?
Yeah, a lot of the guys nowadays, they're unbelievable. I think big one's Joe Burrow. I love watching Joe play. I've seen him play in person a couple times. Just the way he handles, on the field and off the field, the kind of swag he's got. I don't know if I got that swag, but I think he plays, try them all that game. And Josh Allen, obviously, I get some comparisons to him and Justin Herbert. Those guys kind of have the same thing. Those guys got some big arms, so I got a lot. But I throw around a little bit. But I actually was down there at the Masters a little bit and hanging around with Josh Allen. So I got to meet him, and that was cool. So.
Well, speaking of your big arm, man, you led the country in big-time throws with 45. I think you had 10 more than any other quarterback in the country. So that's like pretty.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, big fan of your game over here. Who would you say is the best player you've played with on the field?
On the field, I'd probably say Josh Downs. That's what he did last year. And the year before, the past 2 years, he's been, he's got a knack for getting open. I tell him that all the time. He's the best player I've ever thrown to and I've ever played with. Just kind of. How competitive he was, I'd like to say I'm competitive. Josh is just the same way, he doesn't like losing, and he wants the ball in his hands, so I don't blame him because he's making plays left and right. So probably Josh, and obviously watching Sam play. I wasn't really playing, obviously we played the same position, but on the field with him, seeing him do his thing, that was pretty special.
It's cool, man. Yeah, Josh Downs he's a beast, man. He's gonna tear it up at the next level. So I gotta ask, on kind of vice versa, what was the toughest defense you faced last year? Would you say
toughest defense? Good question. I think Clemson got after us. I think they did a nice job of game planning us. They kind of saw what State did, the drop in 8 stuff, so they kind of incorporated that. They hadn't done that much throughout the year. They did that a little bit, and then up front they're pretty gnarly. So they kind of got some big guys up front, but we at the end of the day we moved the ball on. We just get down there in the red zone and we kind of wouldn't finish it out. But Clemson, they probably had the best players, so we're looking forward to kind of getting a rematch with them in Death Valley next year.
There you go. That's awesome. So your favorite move of mine, you got a lethal pump fake, man. I mean, you're always like that move is awesome out there. You're always throwing off a defense. Tell me how you've like kind of perfected that play to throw off the defenders and then kind of go through your progressions out there.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. You see, I'm watching guys on Sundays really do it. I think, in the pocket, I thought you should think Drew Brees did a real nice job of it, kind of moving defenders, whether it's a high-low concept or moving the safety left or safety right. Really, Drew Brees, he really did it. He kind of did a kind of a shoulder pump fake, a little shoulder thing. But really, my dad was big into kind of the pump fake. He always would tell me to kind of throw off the defense with the pump fake. And then on the move, I like using it on the move. I think Russell Wilson and guys like that, they're great with it, especially making defenders jump in the air and run by them or jump and kind of make another play. So really just watching guys in the NFL do it and kind of trying to incorporate it in my game. I work on it a lot in practice. It's turned out well for me, but sometimes the guy is initially opening up pump fake to get the longer throw open, which I need to do a better job. I'm just taking what they give me. So.
Yeah, man. So you talked about like being on the move and like some plays like in structure and out of structure. So last season you had over 4,300 passing yards. Incredible. Some people don't realize you had 700 rushing yards as well. I mean, like you're not just people just think of you as a pocket passer. You're a dual threat guy. I mean, talk what it's like being on the move and like, do you like running the football? Do you plan to kind of continue that?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of my game is making plays, extending plays, getting outside the pocket, and just kind of it's the initial play or initial play in the pocket's not there. Just making something else happen. And I think, you mentioned running the ball. I probably said I ran it a little too much last year, but at the end of the day, we need it. And I think the quarterback running it creates an extra hat in the box, so it can help you out. But I don't know, I ran it maybe over 150 times, so probably scale that down a little bit just to, preserve my body a little bit. But hey, I'll do whatever it takes. I think some of the jump in, and I think I need to slide a little bit more. But other than that, I told Coach Lindsey, I think it's part of what, makes the defense tough to game plan us, my ability to run the ball. So don't change it. Don't change the aspect of it.
Absolutely. I mean, with the way the NFL is nowadays, you got to be able to run, like all the dual threat QBs who are just finding success. It's nothing like it. Kind of looking at that, like, I don't want to get into anything like draft related. Obviously, you still got a decision to make at this time next year for that. But people are already talking about you and Caleb Williams as kind of the top two guys. How do you compare yourself to like him as a player? And like, do you know Caleb? Like, what do you guys?
Yeah, I know Caleb well. I think he's a great player. He had an unbelievable season last year. Just following what he's done. I remember texting him in Oklahoma. I actually saw him that kind of offseason when he was making decisions on what he was going to do. He's been awesome. We text and DM on Instagram and seen at some camps, and I'll probably see him soon this summer. So it's been exciting watching him. And, they mentioned that stuff. I think really just kind of both focus on our seasons, and that stuff will come, as it happens. But, it's been a pleasure, getting to know him in high school, and seeing the type of player he's become. You kind of knew it in high school. He was kind of a big time player, and I was kind of more under the radar, but I kind of bursted on the scene. So being the top of the player like that, just same type of thing. It's kind of competitive. He's making plays and throwing for a bunch of yards and touchdowns. So just kind of match that and trying to be on his level. So
you guys are elite. I love watching both of your games. I love if they both played each other. If USC played UNC.
Yeah. That'd be fun. That would be fun. Yeah, it'd be probably high school.
Yeah. So yeah, going back to like upcoming season, man, what are some of your goals for you as a player, and then like team oriented goals?
Yeah, I think team oriented. I think is the big guy. Get back to the ACC championship. I think we kind of got there last year and laid an egg. I think like I said, we moved the ball on them. We just had a few plays that didn't go our way. And other than that, player wise, I think just to kind of maximize and take the same approach I did last year, kind of competing and not really anybody kind of seeing me what I can do. Just trying not to, be complacent with my year last year and just keep on working to get better and hopefully have an even better year. I think sometimes guys have big years, and especially, when people are getting paid a bunch of monies in the NFL, they have big years and big contracts and they kind of tail off. I think the big thing is just, finding whatever it is to strive and continue to be the player that I was last year. Yeah.
Definitely. That's great to hear, man. I'm looking forward to it. Got a week 1 matchup versus South Carolina. Another one of the top returning QBs. What do you know about like them as a team and like Rattler as a player?
Yeah, I know they finished off the year great last year. I think they beat. I think they did beat Clemson. They beat Clemson. I want to say they did. Yeah. And they had a really high scoring bowl game. It was fun watching that. But we owe them one from 2 years ago in the I think it was Duke's Mayo Bowl. We play them in Charlotte, so we're back in Charlotte again. So I think I'm excited. Starting to watch some tape already on them. They got some great players, and obviously it's SEC football, so we got to bring a big game. And starting off with kind of a big one, so I think kind of sets the tone for the season. So we're getting ready for it. We're excited.
Sure, I know I'll be watching that game. So Charlotte originally, correct?
Mm-hmm, yep. I love Cam Newton. I used to, love watching the games and the kind of entertainment he brought with the game. He just, any given Sunday, he's going to do something special. So it'll be really fun. We got season tickets. I grew up in games, stuff like that.
So kind of off the field stuff. What do you like to do in your free time when you're not playing football? Some of your hobbies.
Yeah, I love playing golf. Like I said, me and my brother Bo, he goes to school here. He was actually on the basketball team last year. We love playing golf, playing pickleball. We've actually picked up sand volleyball a little bit lately. So anything competitive, just trying to, find something active. So we're not just, outside of lifting and practice, not just sitting around the house. We enjoy doing that. Playing a little bit of video games, a little bit of MLB, stuff like that. So
nice, man.
yeah, just the normal, typical thing, of an athlete kind of playing. So
Just guys being dudes, just
yeah, exactly.
So what would you say, last question here before I let you go. What is like the perfect season look like for North Carolina at this year? Going into, if you could have one, what's that perfect season look like in the end of January when you're looking back on the 2023 season as a whole?
Yeah, I think too many things. I think the first thing is getting back to the ACC championship and getting a chance to win that for the program would be huge. Obviously, Coach Brown always preaches win all the games, but sometimes that's what you strive for. But that's tough, in college football. Any given Saturday, now with the transfer portal stuff, there's upsets left and right. So you got to bring it every Saturday. And the main thing for me is just end it off right. I think last year we lost 4 straight at the end. It's kind of left a bad taste in our mouth. So then on a high note, I think that's a big thing, especially going into college football's going kind of on an uphill climb. So just keeping that same kind of trend and letting the next couple of years of Carolina football still. So that's some things to look forward to.
That's awesome, man. I love the approach, love the attitude there. I'm really looking forward to watching you this upcoming season, man. I know you're going to kill it. That's all I got for you, man.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, appreciate it, Mitch. Yeah, that's it for me.